Yo, what's going on, guys? Alex here, and it's actually been a few days since I've uploaded a video for you guys. I think it's been about a week, so I'm really sorry about that, but I've been gone for a few days, and the idea, while I was gone, we were at a wedding, and we were on a lake, and the idea was to make a video while I was there on the lake, so that I would be able to have something to upload for you guys, but ended up not working out because the Labor Day weekend, the traffic on the lake was insane. There was boats going everywhere. It was really hard to get any fishing done from the bank because I didn't have a boat myself. So I tried for about an hour. I had one bite. It's probably like a smallmouth, largemouth, something like that. But long story short, I wasn't able to make a video there for you guys, which I planned to do. So the next video up in line was everything I found while fishing for last month. Now this is going to be episode 2 of this video series. Every month I'm going to be making a video showing you guys the things that I find while I'm fishing, the lures, the trash, everything, anything I can find some sort of use out of, I pick up off the bank to show for you guys. Now without further ado, let's get into the things that we found this month. Alright, so I've got everything laid out here, everything that I found for the month of August. So there's a little bit of miscellaneous things here. Most things that you'll notice, though, is that I found a bunch of lures. And the last month that we did this, we actually didn't find a bunch of lures, and I mentioned in the video that was pretty typical. Obviously, when you're fishing, you're going to find lures and stuff. So I did a decent bit of wade fishing in the Chattahoochee River and another river. When you're wading, I'm always looking around, obviously, just being aware of my surroundings for safety reasons, but while you're being aware of your surroundings and looking down at the rocks, you find lures sometimes. So the first thing that I found here was this little rooster tail. Now the rooster tail is a white with a silver spinner, but the hook got rusted off, so it doesn't actually have the hook on it. But all I need to do is replace that hook and we'll be good to go. So that's really awesome. That's got kind of like a gray pattern inside the rooster tail. The next thing I found was, I think in the same trip, if I'm not mistaken, but this is a Rapala spinner. Now from the weight of it, it feels like it's probably going to be at about a mid-range spinner. It won't sink too fast, which is really great because a lot of the river that I fish is not incredibly deep. When I'm fishing spinners, I like to fish them in the riffle, so I don't like them to sink too fast, so that's really cool. It's got the Blue Fox 2 Super Vibrax gold spinner blade on it. This is a really, really awesome spinner. I definitely actually plan to use this, but bad news is the hook is all rusted and beat up there, so I'm gonna have to replace that, but that's super, super easy. Give it a little bit of a cleanup and it'll be good to go. Get that spinner shining a little bit more. So that's really, really cool there. So the next bait we have here is a triple, so it's got 2 joints in here. I like these jointed swim baits because they generally give off a really good action. They have a lot of movement, so that's really something cool when you find a hard bait. But what I really like about this bait is how it's different from a lot of the other baits that I have. Is you'll notice how narrow the bait is. So it's really, really small, so it's going to imitate something that looks like a blueback herring. Now the lakes near me have a lot of blueback herring, and I'm kind of more difficult to imitate because if you have something that's like fat or large like that, it just doesn't do a very good job. So when they're targeting smaller baits, this is something that I want to be able to use. So when the stripers start schooling on Lake Lanier in the wintertime, I think this is going to be a fantastic bait. If I can get this cleaned up a little bit, replace the hooks on it because the hooks are all broken and bent out of shape, I think this is going to be a fantastic lure because it just looks like a blueback herring to me. It's got that blue back, the silver side, nice and narrow, has a good action to it. This is probably, I would guess, maybe like a $7 to $10 lure. This is really, really cool. The next lure that we found, if you'll remember from the video that I made where I bought all of the fishing tackle, I talked about how I didn't have any lipless crankbaits. Now I got a bunch of them in that auction, so that was really, really cool. But we found another one, which is brilliant because I didn't have this particular color. So this is another lipless crankbait. It's actually got a little bit of a purple tinge on the top, the traditional little spot that a lot of them have there. And both of the eyes are still intact, which is really cool. A lot of times you'll find a bait in the river like this. One of the first things to go is the eyes. That's really cool that they stayed on for so long. As you can see, both of the hooks are all messed up there. That is all right. Hooks are super easy to replace. The bait itself is in great condition. Might have to replace the little ring on top. That's perfectly, everything is easy to replace on a bait besides the bait itself. because I mean they're not that expensive, so you wouldn't want to like buy a different paint and all that kind of stuff for a bait. So when you can just replace the eye or the hook, you're good to go. That's one of the next things that I found. I also found one of these Storm swim shads. Storm baits is something I actually do have some of myself because I really like the baits. They have an interior inside of the actual plastic itself. The weight sits in the base right here. If you'll see that hollow foil color there, that's actually where the actual weight of the bait sits, so that's really cool. But the ones that I have are a little bit bigger than this, so it's actually nice to have a smaller one when they are targeting those smaller baits. Like I mentioned, it's about the same size as this other bait here. So having both of those in a smaller size, that's actually really going to help out a lot. Now this is the lure that I actually found on that trip that I was going to be trying to make a video. I was walking along the banks and I found this big old buzzbait. Look at that. Still works perfectly. Honestly, like I didn't have a buzzbait this size. He's even got like the little stinger hook on the back here, so all ready to go. All I have to do is put some sort of soft plastic on the back side there. This will be good to go. The hooks are in fantastic shape. This lure looked like it was almost brand new. It's a little bit chipped on the head here. That's probably just because I found it on the rocks. He probably threw it up on the rocks, banged it, chipped some of the paint off, couldn't get it off, and I don't know why he wouldn't get on the bank to go get it, but their loss, our win. So that's perfect. Awesome there. And next couple of things aren't lures. When we were making that cast net fishing video, I actually found a pair of goggles. I actually don't have a pair of goggles. Obviously these are a little small. They would definitely be useful if I wanted to just like use something real quick where I didn't have to go spend $10, $15 on a pair of goggles. So anything like that I could find, that's always a win. So I'll find some sort of use for these. Always want to go down into the rivers and swim around. So I plan on taking my GoPro in some future videos and getting some underwater footage. I think having a good pair of goggles will be nice, but these will do until we get a better pair. The next thing is pretty much trash, but it's a pair of sunglasses. Everybody always loses their sunglasses in the rivers, and no exception here. A pair of sunglasses. Now, as you can see, these are pretty messed up, pretty dirty. I could probably clean them off and get them to be in somewhat usable condition. Are not my style. So we're probably not going to be using these, but we picked them out of the river nonetheless. All right, guys, so those are the things we found in the river for the month. Nothing too crazy expensive or super exciting, but a lot of useful things, and that's what I'm looking for when I'm fishing. Useful things. So really appreciate you guys watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Tell me in the comments what your favorite thing that I found was. Maybe I'll send a lure to somebody. Hint, hint, wink, wink. But yeah, let me know what your favorite lure was. Really appreciate you guys. Subscribe to the channel if you did enjoy. And as always, a bad day fishing beats a good day anywhere else. My name is Alex. I will see you guys in the next video. Catch you later.